Hello friends, this is Dr. Pramod Bokde from Priyadarshini Bhagwati College of Engineering. Welcome you all in this video tutorial series on LaTeX. Friends, in the last video we have seen how to write down the mathematical equations in LaTeX document. In that video we have seen that there are two modes of writing the mathematical equation in LaTeX. The first one was the inline mode and the second one was the display mode. So in inline mode we have seen that any mathematical equation can be written along with the text. So as you can see from this example, this mathematical equation can be included along with the text or paragraph, and such a type of equations is called as the inline mode. In display mode, these mathematical equations, they are written outside the text or they are written outside the paragraph, and such a mathematical equations, they are written in display mode. So that we have already seen in the last video. So if you have not seen my last video, I am providing the link in the description box. You can go there and you can see my last video. Now in today's video we are going to learn how to write down the fractions, the square roots, how to write down the integrations, derivation and many more in today's videos. So let us quickly jump in the Text Studio. So I will go back and I will open my Text Studio. So I opened my Text Studio. For that I will create a new file by going into the file menu. I will click on new and it will give you a new source code. So for that I will quickly create one new template. I will create the article template. You can create the book template or you can even create the report template according to your requirement. So for the time being I am creating the article document class. So I will go into the wizard. Let me first zoom it before going for the actual work. So I have zoomed it. So I will create a small document article class. So I will go into the wizard menu, click on quick start. So as I will click on quick start, a dialog box will appear. I will keep all the parameters as it is. I am not going to change it because how to set the different parameters that we have already seen in the second video. So I will keep all the parameters as it is and I will click on OK. So it is going to produce a template. Now here in this template we have seen this is the preamble portion and this is your body for your document. Now here in this case let us try to write down the different types of mathematical equations. In last video we have seen how to write down the subscript and superscript for any variable in mathematical equation. Now today we will see how to write down the fractions. So I have some examples or the formulas with me. We will try to write these mathematical equations here. So I will open that file and will let you know what are the different mathematical equations. So here I have the different formulas. So here if you can see here the circle formula, I have x minus h square plus y minus k square is equals to r square. Suppose I have to write down this mathematical equation by using the LaTeX command. So how to write down this mathematical equation we will see. We will try all these mathematical formula and we'll see how to write down all these mathematical equations. I am starting from the simple mathematical formula and moving towards the more complicated mathematical formula. So let us try and build this mathematical equation in LaTeX. So first I will build this circle formula, that is x minus h square plus y minus k square, that is equals to r square. So for that I will go back into the Text Studio, and as we can see here these mathematical equations are numbered. If you can see here the equation number 1, 2 and so on. So it is a better practice to always give the numbers to the mathematical equations so that we can refer these mathematical equations anywhere in our document. So I always prefer to give the numbers. So that's why to create this numbered mathematical formula I have already told you in the last video that we have to use the equation environment. Now, how to use the equation environment? For that, what I will do here, I will go and write backslash begin equation. We have to write down the equation. So I will write down backslash begin equation. There are two equations, or there are two environments related to this equation. One is backslash begin equation and another one is backslash begin equation star, or you can say the asterisk. So if you don't want to give the equation number, then you can use the starred version of this equation environment. But as I have to give the numbers, I will use the unstarred version of this slash begin equation. I will double click on it. So it will produce the equation environment between begin equation and end equation. So I have to write down my equation in between these two. So our equation is x minus h square, I'll write down here, in bracket. If you see here, in bracket we require x minus h square, plus in another bracket we require y minus k square, that is equals to r square. So for this superscript 2, we have seen how to write down this superscript 2. So I will go and back and write down this mathematical equation. In bracket, what we require? We require x minus h, and we have to give the square, we have to give the superscript 2. So for superscript, we have to use this cap symbol. So cap 2. If you have to write down cube, you can give cap 3 and so on. Plus the next term was y minus k. So another bracket I will give y minus k. It needed to be square. So here I will put cap, that is square, and that is equals to r square. So I will put r cap square. So in this formula we have seen that there is only one character in the superscript, that is 2. Here also there is only one character in the superscript 2. Only one character in the superscript. So in our formula we need not to give here the curly braces. In the last video I have told you that when we are having more than one characters in the subscript or superscript, that needs to be included inside the curly braces. But that is not the requirement for this equation. So I am not going to put the curly braces here. If you put the curly braces here, it will not give you the error. Still it will produce the same result. So that is up to you whether you have to use the curly braces or not. So here I have implemented the first equation. I will not going to execute this single equation because for the execution of this equation we require more time and this video will become very long. We will create 3-4 equations and then at a time we will compile this one. Now I try to implement the second equation. Now the second equation is of for parabola, that is x minus h whole square is equals to 4p in bracket y minus k. So I will implement this equation by using the LaTeX commands. So again I will go and write down the equation backslash begin equation command. So again it will create the environment. Now what is the formula here? If you see here, x minus h square, that is equals to 4p into y minus k square. So here it is in bracket x minus h, and outside the bracket we have the square. So cap 2, that will create the x minus h square, and that is equals to 4p, and in another bracket on the right hand side we require y minus k. So here this will produce the second equation. I will repeat, x minus h, in bracket we have x minus h, cap 2 means it will produce the square, that is equals to 4p. In another bracket we are having y minus k. Now I will go and try to implement the third equation. Now the third equation, if you can see here, x square divided by a square plus y square divided by b square is equals to 1. Now here if you see here x square divided by a square, such a type of equation, it is called as the fraction. Now this fraction has two parts, one is numerator and another one is the denominator. Similarly here also we are using the fraction. So how to implement this equation, that we will see. Now closely see how I am going to implement this equation. So I will write down again backslash begin equation. It will create the equation command. Now we have to write down x square divided by a square. So this is the fraction. So what you can do here, I know what is the command for fraction. So that command for fraction is backslash frac. If I'll go and type backslash frac stands for fraction. It is suggesting one command, that is backslash frac. It has produced the two curly braces, one for the numerator and another for the denominator. So in the numerator, what you have to write down? In the numerator we require x square. So here I will write down x cap 2. So that is going to produce x square. In another curly braces, that is meant for the denominator in the fractions. So here we require a square. So a cap 2. So it is going to produce x square divided by a square plus. Here now we require plus. Now in the formula we are having y square plus b square. Again we require the fraction. So again I will go back. Again you have to write down backslash frac command, or if you don't remember this command, the facility is provided in the Text Studio. That facility is given here. If you can see here, this is for fraction. This is also for diffraction. So here I will write down the fraction. So if I will click here, so it is automatically giving you the command. You need not to remember this command. In some of the LaTeX platforms, this facility is not provided and you need to remember these commands. But a good facility is provided by this Text Studio, or even it is available in the TextMaker platform also. So you can either use the TextMaker or Text Studio. So as I am taking this hands-on on Text Studio, it is better for you to use the Text Studio. So you can easily understand each and everything. So here we have to implement y square by b square. So here I will write down y cap 2, that will going to produce y square, and in the denominator we require b square. So it will give you y square divided by b square, and that is equals to, now on the right hand side you require 1. So here I am going to write that is equals to 1. Right? Now I will consider the next equation. Now the next equation, if you can see here, c is equals to square root of a square minus b square. So here we will see how to implement this square root symbol. Now for this, what I will do here, I will go back in the Text Studio. Now I will write down again backslash begin equation command. So it will produce the equation environment, and here we require c is equals to. So I will write down c is equals to. Now we require here the square root, and inside that square root we are having a square minus b square. So I will go back into the Text Studio again. So if you see here, we require the square root. So the command for square root is backslash sqrt. So if I will type this backslash sqrt, it is suggesting me the two options. So I will use the first option. The second option is when you require the cube root or the fourth root or the fifth root. In that case, you have to use this command backslash sqrt. Suppose I want the cube root. So cube root, so for that what I will write down here, backslash sqrt. In this square bracket I have to write down the 3. That 3 stands for cube root. And inside this curly braces, you have to write down the variables, or you have to write down the expression inside that square root symbol. So here for the time being we require square root of a square minus b square. So I will select here. So it will give you backslash sqrt command, and what we require a square minus b square. So I will go back, and here I will write down a square. So a cap 2 minus b cap 2. So that will give you a square minus b square. So these are the four equations I have written. Hopefully you might have understood this. So if it is still not clear, you can rewind this video and again see how these equations are implemented. Now let us go and compile this source code and let us see whether it is producing the correct output or not. So I will go back and click on build and view and wait for some time to compile my document, and after some time it will build a PDF document where we will be having the four equations. So here I have used the \sqrt. The same is available here. If you can see here, square root of x. So if you click on it, it will produce \sqrt command, and that will be easier for you. That means there is no need to remember the commands. So much more facilities are provided by the TeXtStudio. So you must take the advantage of these facilities provided to you, right? So it is compiling. It is not yet finished. Now the process excited normally. It is showing some processing, so don't bother about it until and unless finally it will not show some errors, right? You need not to bother it. So definitely here we will get the normal operation and there will not be preferably any errors. So if you see here, process excited normally, and here if you see the output document, we have implemented the four equations. So four equations are implemented. So here if you can see here, the first equation was x minus h whole square plus y minus b whole square, that is equals to r square. That we have implemented here. X minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square, that is equals to r square. The second equation was x minus h whole square minus 4, so that is equals to 4p y minus k. The third equation was x square by a square plus y square by b square equals to 1, and the fourth equation was c is equals to under root of a square minus b square. So automatically this LaTeX will provide the equation number. If you don't want this equation number, I have already told you that you have to use the starred version of this equation command. Now let us go back and again implement some equation. Now the next equation, this equation number 5 and 6, it is similar to the equation number 3 and 4, and I am not going to implement this equation. Simply there is a change in sign, so you can try these two equations, right? Now I will build this equation, the simple equation E is equals to C divided by A. That is the formula for eccentricity. So I will go and consider here the new equation environment. So backslash begin equation command. So it is producing the equation environment. Now here we have this formula, that is E is equals to, now the formula is E is equals to C divided by A. Here also we require the fraction. So I will go here. So I will type here E is equals to, as we require the fraction, I will write down the command frac, and if I will put enter, it is going to produce the two curly braces, one for numerator and another for denominator. So in the numerator we want C and in the denominator we want A. So I will write down C in first curly bracket and A in another curly braces. So it is going to produce E is equals to C by A. Now one additional thing, in fraction if you see here, suppose I will consider backslash begin equation. So it is producing the equation environment. Now sometimes you want the text in the numerator and denominator, such as suppose I have the formula for speed, that is equals to, speed is nothing but the, in numerator, distance traveled per unit time. So how you can implement this? So speed is equals to frac, in the numerator we require the distance traveled, and in the denominator we require time. Now I will go and execute and see how this equation will be produced in the output LaTeX document. Whether we have to make some changes in it or not, that we will see after building it. So I will click on build and view. So it is processing. So wait for the equations to produce in the output PDF document. Now here most of the commands you will get from here. If you see here, for inline mode you are having the $2 symbols, for subscript you are having this X box and so on. To process excited normally. So if you see here, we have equation C, E is equals to C divided by A, and in second equation that we have implemented now, speed is equals to distance traveled divided by time. But if you see here in the numerator part of this speed formula, it is distance traveled divided by time. It seems to be something odd. Here I have put some spaces, right? But here in the output equation it has not produced the space between distance and traveled. So this is the wrong way of writing the equation. So how to implement this equation? So if you see here, if in a mathematical equation, if you are having some text, in previous cases we are having some variables, we are having the characters, but in this equation you are having the text. So what you have to do here, you have to go and select this, and you have to use the text environment. You have to use the text command. So what I will do here, I will go back and write down \text, and I will make it enter. That means that text is to be included inside the curly braces, and that curly braces should be attached with your \text command. \text command. Similarly, this is also the text, so I will select it. I will type \text. The command is popping down. If you see here, \text, word or phrase. So I will select this. I will make it enter. So here \text, distance traveled. Similarly, in the denominator also I will put this time text inside the text command. So now I have slightly modified this equation, and let us check now what will be the output now. So I will again clicked on build and view, and until the process finishes I will again go back and show you that this is for subscript, superscript, this is for fraction, this is for diffraction, this is for square root. Now there are many more functions available here also that we are going to learn inside this Text Studio. So process excited normally, and if you see here now the output equation now it is the proper output equation. Speed is equal to distance traveled divided by time. Now here between distance and traveled, the space that we have given here while writing the equation, that is produced here. So whenever you are having any text in the mathematical equation, that is to be always included inside the text environment or inside the text command. That you have to remember. Now let us implement the next equation. Now here we are having x is equals to a cos t. So how it can be implemented? Again I will go back and write down \begin equation. So here I have to write down x is equals to, what was that equation? That is x is equals to a cos t. So what I will write down here, x is equals to a. Now for cos, sine, tan, hypertan, hypersine, sec, cosec, for all these trigonometric functions we are having the command \. Suppose I have to write down the sine, so \sine. So here there is one command \sine, so I will select this. So it will produce sine, right? X is equals to a sine t. I will write down here. Then second equation was, if you see here, y is equals to b sine t. Here in the first equation we are having cos. You can even consider sine, no problem. So \cos I will write down here. And for second equation I will write down the environment \begin equation again. And now our equation is y is equals to a sine t. So for sine I will write down backslash sign t. So for every mathematical symbol we are having the related command. If you go on using this LaTeX, you will come to know what are the different commands for every mathematical symbol. So we have y is equals to a sin t. So I have implemented those two equations. Now if I will compile this, it will build the two equations now, x equals to a cos t and y is equals to b sin t. So the process is compiling. So it is taking some more time. So keep an eye on the output document whether it is producing the correct output or not. So definitely here, if you see here, the two equations are produced. X is equals to a cos t and y is equals to a sin t, and they are numbered, right? Now the next equation we will move towards derivative formula. So if you see here, d by dx of some constant is equals to 0. I have to implement this. D by dx of some constant is equals to 0. So how to implement this? So here, if you can see here, we are having the fraction. In the numerator we are having d in bracket c, and in the denominator we are having dx, and on the right hand side we require the 0. So how it will be implemented? So again I will go back into the Text Studio. I will write down backslash begin equation. So here inside this environment we are having d by dx. So that means we require the fraction. So in the numerator we require d of constant, d of c, and in the denominator we require dx. So I will type here dx, and that should be equals to 0. Again I will implement the second equation here. Now if you see here, d by dx equals to 1, you can implement this. I will keep it up to you. So instead of c only you have to write down x, and instead of 0 you have to write down 1. I will implement this. D by dx of x to the power n is equals to n into x to the power n minus 1. If you see here, d by dx, in the numerator we are having d of x to the power n, and in the denominator we are having dx. We require the fraction. So again I will create the begin equation environment, and the environment is produced. So here we require fractions. So fraction, in the numerator we require d of x to the power n. In bracket we are having the x to the power n. So in round bracket I will write down x to the power n. How to write down the x to the power n? We have already seen, that is x cap n, and in the denominator we require the dx. So that is going to produce d of x to the power n divided by dx, and that is equals to, right, on the right hand side we have n into x to the power n minus 1. So in this superscript, if you have seen, it is having more than one character, that is n minus 1. So n is one of the character, minus is one of the character, 1 is one of the character. So here we have to include more than one characters in the superscript. So this n minus 1 is to be included inside the curly braces while writing the superscript. So how to implement this now? So now on the right hand side we require n and x to the power. So for power we require the cap, and inside this curly braces I will write down it is n minus 1. So it will give you n into x to the power n minus 1. So let us go and quickly build this. So I am going very slowly so that you must understand how to write down the mathematical equation, because writing mathematical equation is one of the most important part while writing any LaTeX document, because this LaTeX is meant for creating your technical document, scientific document, and technical and scientific document always have the mathematical equations. So that's why you need to understand in a better fashion how to write down these mathematical equations. So the process has excited normally. So we will come here in the output part, and if you see here, d by dx of c is equals to 0 and d by dx of x to the power n is equals to n into x minus 1. Hopefully you might have understood this. Now let us go back and again try to create some complex mathematical equations. So now I will write down this d by dx of sine inverse of x is equals to 1 upon square root of 1 minus x square. So let me implement this. So for that again I will go back, create the equation environment, and here we will see again we require the fraction. If you see here, we require the fraction d by dx. That means here we require the fraction. So I will write down the frac command backslash frac command in the numerator and in the denominator. In the numerator we require d of what we require sine inverse. So backslash sine, that will create you the sine inverse. For inverse in the superscript we require minus 1. So to the power I require minus 1. So that will be included into the curly braces. Minus 1 is included inside the curly braces. So it is going to produce sine inverse of x. So I will write down here x. So it is going to produce d in round bracket sine inverse of x. And in the denominator we require dx. And to the right hand side, what we require here, we require 1 divided by square root of 1 minus x square. That means again we require the fraction here. So here I will go and write down backslash frac command, and it will create the two curly braces. In the numerator we require 1 and in the denominator we require square root of 1 minus x square. So I will write down the command sqrt, that will give you the square root. I will double click on this command. So backslash square root, and it is giving you the one curly brace, and inside that curly brace we have to write down 1 minus x square. So here I will write down 1 minus x square. So if you know how to write down the fractions, how to write down the square root, what are the commands used for these fractions and square root, if not, the short buttons are given here, you can utilize them. And if you are well aware of all these commands in advance, it is very easy for you to write down the mathematical equations. It will take much more or less time as compared to the equation writing in MS Word. So to get expertise in this, you need to practice. So more and more you practice in this LaTeX for the mathematical equations, the more and more easier you will find to write down the mathematical equation in LaTeX. So here I will go back and compile this. So the process is excited. It is compiling, and let us check for the output. So the process has excited normally, and if you can see here, it has produced the equation d by dx of sine inverse of x is equals to 1 upon square root of 1 minus x square. And if you see the quality of all the equation that it has produced, it is much more better as compared to the equations that we are writing in the Microsoft Word. And again, in the Microsoft Word, there is no facility to give the numbers to the equations. All the equations to be numbered manually, and once you will give the number to the mathematical equations, and sometimes if you need to insert some new mathematical equation in between, then you need to change all the numberings. But here in LaTeX, this numbering is done automatically by the LaTeX, so manually you need not to do anything. right? And it will give you the correct number in the order you have put your equations. Now all the equations that we have produced is not properly aligned. Now you can align these mathematical equations in a better fashion, and how to align that mathematical equations, that we will see in the next video. Now friends, this video has already become the large one, so that's why I will stop here. In next video again we will concentrate on the more complicated mathematical equations, so be patient up to that. So we are definitely going to cover each and everything for writing the mathematical equations. Still we have not learned how to write down the matrices, how to write down the integrations, how to write down the limits, how to insert the various symbols, how to insert the mathematical symbols, plus minus sign, and so on. So a lot more things to learn in this mathematics portion of this LaTeX. So friends, I will stop here. Hopefully you have understood all what I have explained here. So go back, have some practice over this writing mathematical equations, try to implement some new mathematical equations. So thank you very much.